Rain poured gently as I stood under the old acacia tree where Rina and I used to meet. I handed her the small notebook full of our doodles, letters, and dreams. Maybe this is what's best for us, she whispered, trying to hold back tears. But it's not what I want, I replied, my voice trembling. We had been together since high school, but life had other plans. Rina was offered a scholarship abroad, and I, tied to my family's small business, couldn't leave. With heavy hearts, we chose to part ways, believing time and distance would fade the love. Months passed. Rina immersed herself in her studies in Japan. New friends, new routines, a new world. Yet every night before bed, she looked at the little notebook Lance gave her. Back home, Lance continued with his life. He helped his father at the shop and smiled when needed. But at night, he'd play their favorite song, Mahal Pa Rin Kita, and think about what could have been. They didn't speak, not because they were angry, but because they didn't know how to stay in love without hurting. 1 year later, I found myself in the park clutching a letter. Rina, I hope you're happy. I see your photos online and you're glowing. I want you to know I still love you. No matter how far, no matter how long, it hasn't changed. Mahal pa rin kita. But I never sent it. I folded it, tucked it into my old notebook, and returned to the silence of my thoughts.
2 years later, I returned home, not for Lance, but for my sister's wedding. I hadn't expected to run into him at the reception, but there he was, standing by the buffet table, holding a plate of lumpia. Our eyes met. Hi, I said, unsure whether to smile or cry. Hi, he replied, smile soft, eyes tired. We talked, laughed awkwardly, then silent, until I asked, did you ever stop loving me? Lance looked down. No, mahal pa rin kita.
They didn't get back together. Rina had another life now, one she'd worked hard to build. Lance had accepted his place too, but every now and then, when a familiar song played, when the wind felt like it used to, they remembered. Not with bitterness, not with regret, but with a quiet, enduring love that never asked for anything more than to exist. And if you listen closely, you'd hear it in Lance's whisper every time he passed the old acacia tree. Mahal pa rin kita.